Hi everybody, and welcome to our lesson on ordering decimals. This is not going to a restaurant and actually ordering them up as a meal, but we are putting them in order. And the reason we did yesterday's lesson is you can kind of think of this as putting them on a meter stick because we are putting them on in a sequence just like you would see on a meter stick. But we are going to be using a number line. So we are going to look at 3.2 and 3.7, which is bigger and which is smaller. So what I've done here is, in my very limited art ability, I've tried to draw a but the distance between a whole 3 and a whole 4. And here's the little millimeters in between. There's my 5. So I put 3.2 right there and 3.7 right here. And I can see on the number line that 3.7 is definitely bigger. And so it points at the small number and goes neener, neener, neener. And it tries to chomp the big number. However you learned it is just fine. So then we're looking at 3.06 and 3.2. So remember yesterday I talked about the cows come home 0. Well, it's easier to compare numbers when you have the same decimals places. And so I'm going to add a cows come home 0 right here because this is the same as $3.02 or $3.20. Same thing. And 3.06. Just like you can add a cows come home 0 there. I added one right there just for fun. You don't need it. But which would be the lesser amount, $3.06 or 3.06 or $3.20 or $3.02? Well, obviously, you would rather have this amount. It's going to chomp up this amount. This is the lesser amount. Easy to see once you add the cows come home 0. Always, please, add those cows come home zeros right there. Sometimes you are going to have to put a series of numbers in order, and they'll ask you to put them on a number line. So here, here's my 3 and here's my 4, and they asked me to do 3.1, so I put the 3.1 right, see if you can see it, right there, and then 3.28. So that's 3.2 and it's almost to the 3.3, so I put it right there. Slide in a little bit. Then 3.06. Well, that's 3 and then a little more than halfway to the 3.1. That's right there. And then there's the 3 and then the 3.15. So if I wanted to put these in order, there I've just done it, and I've done it on an actual number line. Sometimes they ask you, and this is where a lot of my kids have had some trouble in the past, are they wanting you to order it smallest to greatest, or do they want the biggest one first and then go down to the smallest? Read directions, please. So the other method I want to show you is writing them straight up and down in columns, and I really, really prefer this method. It helps you really decide which one is first, second, third, and fourth. So what I did here was I ordered all of these numbers and lined up the decimal point. So I can already tell you where the biggest one is going to be because it's the 4, right? That's the biggest one because it has the biggest whole number. I did see that 3.02 had less decimal point, so I added my cows come home 0, and that's CCH. Add your cows come home zeros if needed when you're going to compare. And then you compare from left to right. So like I said, this one I knew one was first, and then I went to the 3s, and I a lot of times will check things off. Now I'm looking for the next one, and I've got to go to this line. Oh, this is the next biggest one, so that's number 2. Check that one off. And then if we need the next biggest one, we've got to go to this line right here And oh, there's 2 of the 2's. So I have to go to the next number. And this one has a 3 and this one only has a 0. So I know that this has to be number 3. And then I'm looking at 3.0200 and 3.0164. Well, you can obviously see this is the bigger one because it's 0.02. So that one is number 4, and this one is the smallest, the baby of the family right there. A lot of times they'll actually ask you to rewrite them in order. So once you choose one, I've seen students actually cross them off and put them over in order on the side, however you would like to do it. Again, the number line is nice, but sometimes it's easy to put dots in the wrong places and they're all flying all over the place. I love this method because it really helps you compare column by column which one comes first, second, and third. Be careful, always add the cows come home 0, the CCH zeros, to make sure that you can compare wisely. Thanks everyone, that's all there is to this lesson. Not hard, but you have to do careful work.